have this hack in your mind that whatever bad things show up or bad things happen are going to lead to good things. So I just have kind of one thought I wanted to share with you guys. In the first Gladiator movie, there's an old king who makes an appearance right at the beginning of the movie, very briefly, and that's Marcus Aurelius. And his name comes up a few times in Gladiator 2. But Marcus Aurelius had a very difficult life. He spent almost his entire life on the battlefield. Lots of injuries, lots of illnesses, lots of adversities. And he came up with a philosophy known as the Stoic philosophy, and which is now the book he wrote called Meditations, which goes over that philosophy. But the essence of what I've gotten out of it is, like there's a quote by him that to encounter misfortune and overcome it is good fortune. So basically, what Marcus Aurelius is saying is that anytime we run into adversity in life, we need to kind of, man up and, deal with it. And the reward of basically dealing with it is that subsequently, that particular adversity is going to be the kernel that leads to greater height or greater growth, etc. And what I have found in my life, and I think, Charlie Munger talks about it as well, that basically no matter who you are going to have a lot of reverses in life, a lot of adversity, a lot of misfortune that shows up in unexpected ways. And so it's not like some people are immune to it. I mean, the case of Charlie, he lost his son to leukemia when the child was 11 years old. It was very traumatic for him. There was a botched cataract operation where he lost one eye when he was probably around 60 years old. And then he actually subsequently had issues with the second eye as well, where there was a good chance he would go blind in that as well, blind in both eyes. And Charlie's perspective was you always just soldier on, These things are just going to keep happening, just keep moving. And when I look back on my own life and I look at the big setbacks that came at different points, and I look back on what the impact of those setbacks was, I cannot point to a single one that did not lead to greater growth and better outcomes in the future. So we cannot see it at the time it's happening. We also don't know how exactly this misfortune is going to turn into a good fortune. But my viewpoint now is that basically just have blind faith in it. So basically, if I hit some adversity, I actually now I'm pretty laid back about it in the sense that I say, okay, I don't know how this is going to be helpful, but I know it's going to be helpful. And so I just kind of go with that. And so far, there has not been a single case where that has not been the case for me. And in an investing context, this happened at least two times. There were two major incidents that took place in my investing career, which were major reverses. The first was just before I had started Pabrai funds in kind of the 1998, 1999 timeframe, where the dot-com boom was up in a big way. The bust of 2000 had not yet come, and there was just a big frenzy going on. And I got carried away in that frenzy as well. And I had invested about $4.5 million in a dot-com startup that would eventually go to zero. Out of the 4.5 million, about 2 million was my own money, and about 2.5 million was from venture capitalists and other investors and so on. And it was just terrible. I mean, to go through that, lay off everyone. And I look back, we just made so many mistakes. But what happened with that experience was that when I later was switching to starting Pabrai funds and was going to invest in the public markets, Pabrai fund started in July 99. So we were still about 9 months away from the crash. But because of my experience with the dot-com, I was maybe just about 6 to 9 months ahead of the public markets in terms of knowing that this was a bubble, and it was a big bubble and it was not going to end well. And so when Pabrai Fund started in mid 99, I basically did not, I mean, my background until then was all tech. And I basically invested in almost no tech. At the same time, all these techs and dot-coms are becoming very valuable or very overpriced, basic brick and mortar stocks in the economy were becoming very cheap. So if you were willing to look in a more boring, benign part of the market, there were great opportunities there. And so that's kind of what Pabrai funds did. And my view at that time was that the major indices, the Nasdaq, the S&P, and Dow, etc., were not going to do well for a while, and in fact, they could go down a lot. And so, almost the entire portfolio was anomalies, special situations and things. And basically, I would say Pabrai funds in the first 8 years from 99 to 2007, we had no down years. We had around mid 30s annualized returns before fees and probably high 20s annualized returns after fees. And the Nasdaq had crashed and burned, and the S&P was down and the Dow was down. So while we had climbed and done very well, all these indices, everything had gone down. So I was by 2007, I was managing 600 odd million, and we had made hundreds of millions in that approach. So if I looked at the 4.5 million loss and the hundreds of millions of gain, it was very clear that adversity at that time, which was very painful, actually had a silver lining and kind of helped out and went from there. And then this happened again in the financial crisis from 2007 to 2009. Pabrai funds went down like two-thirds. I mean, the markets were down about 40% because we were concentrated, etc. We were in some just dumb mistakes. We were down 65, 67%. And again, basically, that adversity led to a lot of rethink and some very great investments, which I wouldn't have made if hadn't happened. And again, helped me grow as an investor. And we did very well after 2009 as well. So, given the station in life and the position in life you're in right now, where you have, maybe 8 decades or something ahead of you, I think it's a very good model, basically, to just have this hack in your mind that whatever bad things show up or bad things happen are going to lead to good things. And just like what Charlie says, just soldier on, and those good outcomes will eventually reveal themselves.
You heard Mohnish Pabrai's experience during the tech bubble in the late 90s. He said setbacks often lead to better outcomes. But the truth is, we never know when things will turn into our favor. That's where belief comes in. You need to trust the process, even when nothing seems to be working. It's exactly the same in investing. You do the hard work, you do the research, and buy a stock. And then nothing happens, no immediate result, no excitement, just waiting. But again, the real question is how long should you wait? The honest answer is nobody knows. And that's why investing is so hard. You are forced to trust your judgment, your patience, and your conviction. Because finally, when things do turn, they just don't move slowly, they explode. And that's when multibagger returns happen. And all the waiting suddenly feels worth it. If you have ever experienced this kind of journey in investing, do share them in the comment section. I would love to hear them.